guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your baby girl Yetunde Adebola, aka Queen Ye. In today's video, as the title says, you guys already know what the video is going to be about. I'm actually going to be telling you guys how I graduated with a first class. I actually got a lot of questions after my graduation because I had a vlog up on my channel during my graduation period, and I also posted on Instagram. And like the video I posted on Instagram about my graduation had like the highest views I've ever had, like ever. So like a lot of people actually saw the post and they were texting me, sending me messages on Instagram like, how did you graduate with your first class? Wow, oh my god. Do you understand? Like, and I just thought about it, like, okay, let me just make a video officially on this topic so that anybody who actually is curious about how I attained the first class would, you know, see this as a guide. Hopefully it helps you, and this is especially for you that has been texting me on Instagram and reminding me that I haven't done this video. Without too much talk, I don't want to talk too much. Thanks for the love on my previous post. I really appreciate it. If you're a new subscriber, you know what to do. Mwah. Thanks for stopping by, and if you're no subscriber, kudos to you. I love you. Okay, without more talk, let's just get right into the video. I graduated from ABUAD University in 2021 November. Yes, November 2021, which was just last year, like a few months ago, and I was 20 then. I'm not a big girl, I'm 21 now. So anyway, that was the same for another day. I actually entered school at the age of 16. That was immediately after my secondary school. I entered uni and I studied international relations and diplomacy. I have a video on how my school experience was, like my uni experience and my course and everything, how I tried to balance my life, up on my channel. You guys can check this link out. You can check this, like, that's after you watch this video. Okay, it's a 4-year course in ABUAD University, and I graduated with the CGPA of 4.61. Okay, before we like finally get right into the major steps I did and major things I did to actually attain a first class degree, I want you guys to understand that not having a first class is totally okay, and it's okay to have like come up with a 2-1. Just try your best to like at least come up with a 2-1, and you know, because you guys know how Nigeria is, it's very hard to find work. So, and most times even when you have connection, you should make it easy for the person that's giving you a connection, and you should make them happy to even have you in the company. Okay, you have connection but you have brains as well. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So yeah, that's what I feel. And my principle is that school is not everything. Okay, well, I just personally believe that anywhere you are at any specific period in time, like if you're in school, for you to have actually gone to school and taking your time to go to school, then you should actually make the best use of it, because we'll get deep into it when I continue talking, and I'll tell you my own experience as well. Okay, also I want you to know that academic success is based on discipline, dedication and determination, like 100%. If you're not dedicated, if you're not disciplined, and if you're not really determined to attain a first class degree, then it's going to be very hard for you to actually attain it. And you also have to be very, very confident. You have to believe in yourself that you can actually do it alongside hard work. Not like you just believe without putting in any effort. You pray very well, and work hard equally. Trying to understand what I'm trying to say. So now, the very first thing I did to actually get a first class was to seek for help and ask for help when I really need to explain things to me. So whenever things are not clear to me, I don't understand something, like most times in class, honestly speaking, I was this kind of person that didn't really understand what the teacher, like I'm always blank in class, like I'm always waiting for the class to end. That was the kind of person I was. I really love like reading on my own. I don't limit myself to what the teacher has taught me in class, like what the lecturer has said in class. I always add my own points. I check online for a lot of things, get PDFs, you know. Okay, for example, now your lecturer is teaching you and they tell you like maybe definition of something, or like they're trying to explain what something is to you, and maybe you have few jottings about what the teacher has said. I don't limit myself to those things, especially when test and exam arises. Like I go online, get PDFs, get materials. I go to the library as well. Like I don't know, I feel like a lot of people don't really love going to the library, but me, I love the library. I love the library vibe. I love everything quiet. Like I always want to read in a very very quiet place. That's why most times I read like in the midnight or in the library where I just have to like be calm and like everywhere just like cool, like, you know. So that's how I read actually. And most times I go to the library to get materials on my course, obviously, and I check out the topic of interest and have another jotting, because I always jot down my point. Like I have a book, like a whole book, especially for my jottings. Like I write a lot, and when I'm reading, I can't read without writing. That's the kind of person I am. So whenever I go to the library, I just take my jotting with me and my school note as well. And so I compare both books, like both knowledge, and I put them down in my own jotting, like to my own understanding. You don't have to like make everything word for word. But another tip I used to do, because the way my course was largely historical, they explain things like definition according to scholars, and you know, things like that. So most times I don't limit myself to what's the definition of scholars, or you know, the little things that they say in class. For example, if they tell me define who a scholar is, like who is a scholar normally, do you understand? So now you might just say who a scholar is. I don't do that. I actually have like 5 different definitions, first of all, to explain who a scholar is. Then I will now explain other things on that. That's what, you know, international relations was about. There was no one way to a particular answer. Just like math is 2 plus 2 is 4, international relations, you can say that 2 plus 2 is 6, and you have to back up your claim with adequate, you know, examples and, you know, things that actually make sense, so that you understand that okay, this is your own point of view. And that's how my course was. So it was just me basically gathering knowledge from different places, putting it together in my own understanding, and writing it down in my own jotting in the way I could actually understand it. Cramming is actually not easy, but I'm not going to lie to you. If you actually want academic success, I feel like you should actually have some kind of cramming knowledge. Like it helps a lot, because most times, I'm not saying you should take your whole book and go and cram everything. Like that will not help you, honestly. So most times what I do is that after learning everything that I have researched about, I jot them down, as I said earlier, and I actually read everything word for word and try to, like, okay, now is that you already understand it, but now you're reading for an exam. You have to know the pattern at which you're going to actually write that thing in your exam paper, especially when you suspect that that kind of question is going to come out. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? That kind of thing, you actually won't ever go blank if you already know the pattern at which you're going to write it down. You, like, for each, okay, now when I'm jotting down, I write my things in paragraphs. Do you understand? Like it's always in paragraphs. So for each paragraph, I already know what I spoke about. Maybe it's not cramming, maybe you can call it something else, but for each paragraph, like paragraphs, I take paragraphs so personal, because like paragraphs have really helped me a lot, like to actually understand. Sometimes what I do when I write everything down, I count how many paragraphs, maybe like 9 paragraphs. I'm like, okay, 9 paragraphs. When I get to the exam hall and that same question comes out, I remember that I have 9 paragraphs of this jotting in my book. Do you understand? So for each paragraph, I know, okay, for the first paragraph, I think I'm talking about introduction. For the next paragraph, I think I'm talking about the definition. For the next paragraph, I think I'm talking about the features, you know. So for each paragraph, I already know what I'm supposed to write. Do you understand? So like you have to like understand, maybe cram, or understand the pattern at which you already read it, which is very important, because sometimes when you just read anyhow without having the pattern, when you get to the exam hall, everything might scatter like in your eyes. Like you might get confused. There'll be some things that you know 100% that you forgot to write, and it's like very, very painful. So it's very, very good for you to have pattern while you're reading and jotting. Another thing that actually helped me attain the first class degree was my ability to be able to talk to others and seek help. This is very important, because like no man is an island of knowledge. You don't know everything. Like you don't know everything, and most times, as I told you guys earlier, I think I was even going on that point earlier before I diverted. So like most times I don't really listen like that in class and stuff. I prefer to like read on my own and, you know, research on my own basically. But most times those kind of things don't help, and it's very important for you to actually listen in class when lecturer is talking. Like there are a lot of people whose pattern of reading is that way. They don't actually research or go back to their notes or try to do any other thing apart from actually listening in class, and it helped them a lot. I wasn't that kind of girl. And most times what happens when I get confused about things, I'm never ashamed, or I never feel shy to actually go and seek help, talk to people. Like, I used to disturb a lot of people then in school. Like, I know how many people like, I actually know how many people I used to go and disturb. Like, and sometimes they'll be like, Kijide is a lie, I'm sure you know this thing, you're just lying, or something is a lie, later now you pass, all those kind of things. But like me, I don't even look down on people. Like, don't look down on people. Don't think that this person, maybe you know more than this person, the person cannot help you. My dear, it's not always like that every time. Like, there's some courses that some people have great knowledge about, and you might not really have that much knowledge, but because you think that maybe you're better than the person, or you're feeling like big girl or big boy, or you're feeling like you're too big to go and meet someone, like, you might not really go far academically, because you actually don't know everything. And when you talk to other people as well, it gives you a wider knowledge about the topic, and even other things that you didn't even plan to. Like, there were a lot of times that I would go and meet people for A, explain A to me, and when they are talking about B, you're like, oh really? So like, you're learning more things, you guys are sharing ideas. I wasn't the kind of person who used to read with people anyway, but I can ask you for help when you come to meet me as well. I love to actually explain things to people, because it refreshes my mind about what I already know and what I've already read. And along the line, you might also even cut me off, like, oh, this wasn't what they said, I sure this is, then you just have that discussion with them and actually share ideas at the end of the day. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But before I do things like that, I actually make sure that I've read very well before. Like, I know what I am saying. Like, I can't open a book for the first time and be reading with somebody. I don't know how to do that. I prefer to read on my own, digest it, understand it. Then if someone comes to meet me for help, I'll now explain to the person, or if I don't understand the particular part, I'll go and like seek help, talk to somebody about it. And honestly, it helps me, like, from my 100 level to 400 level, 100%. Like, it really helps me a lot. You have to drop down your pride, your ego, talk to people about things that you actually don't understand. So another thing I did to actually attend the first class was actually talk to people that were already ahead of me. Apart from talking to people that are in your level or your class or your classmates, it's very important for you to talk to people that have achieved academic success as well, and which was what I was basically doing in school. When I see that there's this person that is like a higher level, and in my own course and department, I try to talk to those people because they have more knowledge and they would be able to actually guide you on the right path. Then when I was in, like, okay, let me say 300 level time, there were people in 400 level that I would just reach out to. Hi, please, sorry for disturbing you. This particular lecturer, how does he mark? How does he teach? Is it like, it's very important for you to know the pattern at which your lecturers want their answers to come out like. So when you talk to people that are ahead of you, they will be able to guide you that, oh, Mr. Debola doesn't like when you write too much story. She doesn't like when you, do you understand what I mean? Most times it helps you know the kind of lecturers you have, and you just gain knowledge about a lot of other things as well. Like, talk to people that are ahead of you, talk to people that have been in your position before and can relate to what you're saying. It's very important for you to also make friends. Actually, it's not even as if they were my friends, or like, there were people that I got their numbers from group chat, and I'm like, hi, and that's how I even became friends, like some of those people, because I'm like, hi, please, I just want to ask you a question, I'm really confused about this particular course. That's just it. Like, Shikina. And most times, let me tell you the secret, and this is very happy and excited to even answer. Like, okay, the people I always used to reach out to, like, they were willing to actually assist. Like, oh, okay, it's like this. It's like, do you understand what I'm saying? I actually spent like most of my time in school reading. Like, I'm never going to lie, although I kind of got distracted when I was in like my final year. But like, from the beginning, like, people knew me as a bookworm. Like, I don't know, they felt like I didn't really have social life, because maybe that was because of like the way I was always doing, like always going to the library. It's normal and it's okay for people to see you that way, especially when you know the actual reason why you're in school. Like, I didn't really bother much about those things, because I felt like when I was entering school, I really want you guys to watch this particular video. Like, I want you guys to watch a video that I put up on my channel about my university experience. Like, I highly recommend that video. You should watch it so that you understand what I'm really trying to say. So when I was in 100 level, I used to be like very like, I used to go to the library like every time. If any lecturer cancels their course, I'm going to the library. Once I'm not in my room, my roommate to tell my friends that I'm not around, I'm in the library. Like, even if they don't ask me, like, it was very obvious. Like, everybody knew that I was always like reading. Honestly, it's not like I like book like that, do you understand? But like, it's just that I'm just the kind of person that believes that for as long as I'm in school, like I should make the best use of it. I should put in all my best to actually come out successfully. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah, that was basically it. So my 200 level, I still continue with that same vibe, yeah. And I was actually saying, like, you know, improvements as time went on. I was actually still doing great in school, like from 100 level. I actually started my 100 level. My first result was like a 4.5, like on the dot. Second semester, I think I dropped maybe like 4.4 or something like that. Then on 200 level, I picked up again. Like, you know, it just like continued like that. I was actually always like the top student in my class from 100 level. Actually, yeah, I think 100 level to 100 level, 200 level time chat. Yeah, so from the beginning, I already cultivated the habit of reading, like ever since secondary school. So it wasn't so hard for me to read, but just that I put in much more effort when I entered university, because I really wanted to finish well. I wanted to like make my mom proud. When I got to 300 level, I was still, you know, the same zeal as well. Like I was still putting on. But I think that second semester time, I was just tired. Like, bro, when is school actually going to end? Like sometimes it gets to that stage that you're just tired of school, and it's very normal for you to like calm down. But I think I kind of calmed down then. But you know, I was still pulling through, pushing, you know. 400 level time, I had major challenge with my project. Like it really messed up my mental state of mind, and I don't think that's a topic I really want to go into right now. But like, you should actually take your project like very seriously, because project is a second semester course on its own. Second semester 400 level course on its own. Like, I mean, final year course, which is 6 units, and that 6 units can bring down your results and can also take you very high. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So like, it was really hard on me, and my supervisor was like a perfectionist. So I really didn't want anything that would affect what I already started building from 100 level, which was the major reason why I continued pushing. And by the grace of God, I still had an A in project. So I still had an A in project at the end of the day, although I had like 70 on the dot. 70 is our A pass mark in, like, yeah, excellent, like A in school, and I had 70 on the dot. I was even grateful. I say it's fine, let me go. What I'm actually trying to say is that you should dedicate more of your time to reading in school, and you should also have the ability to be able to sit down, because that's the first thing you need to learn before actually reading. If you sit down for like an hour and you're opening a book and flipping through, at least you still understand one line. One line of that book will stick to your head. When you continue doing that kind of thing, like every time, you would actually gain interest and actually want to read, like, okay, what's this book all about? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, first of all, because we have the habit of sitting down for a while, because most of the time people cannot sit down. Like, it's so hard for you to just sit down, open book and just be looking, be flipping through it. Unconsciously, you get to understand some things in that book, and with time you might actually, you know, gain interest in reading and understanding, which was what I did. Like, that was like what I was always doing. Like, I could stay in the library for like 5 hours straight, sitting down there and reading. It's not as if after coming out from that 5 hours reading, I know the whole book, but at least I know that there were like some things that were there that I read that will stick into my head like forever. Another point is to actually surround yourself with people who would motivate you to read and, you know, encourage you to like bring the best version of yourself, because that's very important when it comes to academic success. If you're not rolling with people who actually have that zeal as well, it doesn't have to be that the people that you're rolling with are like the top students or something like that, because most times there are a lot of people who put in so much effort into like their academics, and they actually don't end up getting as much results as you might think they would. But when you roll with people who actually have that zeal, who are very serious with their studies, that will also encourage you, help you out as well, because friends are very influential and they play a very major role in your academic success. Because when you roll with people who are not so serious, who don't really love going for their class, don't like really do their assignments, care about tests, slowly to influence you and impact the way you also reason and feel about school as well. Like, the kind of friends I used to keep were actually smart people as well. They were these kind of people that Even when I forget about my assignments, they'll come and, Yejide, your assignment was submitting tomorrow. Ha, are you serious? You know, people that actually care about school, care about their studies, care about their academic success, like those are the kind of people that I used to move and roll with. You guys will constantly always keep yourself in check, and you as a person, not that you now be looking for people that are very, very smart, but you yourself, you're not trying, because they also have to gain something from you. Like it should be like a mutual stuff. Like another thing is that most times when I know, okay, for example, maybe I'm having an exam like later in the week, if I'm free like during the day, I try my best to like sleep very, very well. Like I sleep a lot during the day so that I'll be able to be active, and I'll wake in the midnight. Then it's going to even take Milo. Like I'll just be licking raw Milo just like that. The combo was just like perfect for the vibe, like the midnight vibe, that like I was always reading in the midnight, so I'll just be licking Milo, reading, you know, and my eyes are always sharp because I've slept very well during the day. Do you understand? It's so important for you to find a pattern. What works for me might not work for you. You have to find what would actually be okay for you. Me, I'm someone that reads in the midnight. As I said earlier, you might not be the kind of person that, you know, does that. I used to have a friend then that she used to try to wake up in the midnight as well, but like it just doesn't work for her. So like you just have to find what would be okay for you. You might be the kind of person that loves to read in a noisy place, like where people are talking. Yeah, there are actually people like that they don't mind reading where people are making noise. In fact, they grab faster. So if that's what works for you, then you should go stick to your own culture. You don't have to like try to change how you assimilate because of what I have said. I'm basically telling you how I achieved my. If you're in 100 level, as a 100 level student, you have so much advantage, and 100 to 100 level, that's like the beginning of everything. It's better for you to build yourself from the beginning. Like try to work hard from the beginning, which was actually what I did. So my very first result, I told you guys earlier, like I came out with 4.5. So like it actually helps me, you know, build myself, because it's harder to, you know, to have like a very low CGP and try to build it up later in future. So me, I was already happy that from 100 level my result was already good. So all I needed to do was to maintain it. Maintaining it is actually not easy, I'll be very honest with you, but it's better to maintain than actually, you know, struggle too hard. Because me, when I got to 400 level, I was kind of flexing. The only problem I had, as I said, was like my project that was like really stressing me out and stuff, because at 400 level I already knew what I was going to graduate with. Do you understand? So all you just have to do is to actually start well. Make sure you start with a very good result so that you don't have regrets later and you don't struggle too hard later on, because it's going to be harder for you to attain a first class when you already did start with a very good result. And so like with this zeal, with this determination, you will definitely gain academic success. That was basically all I did to get to be on a first class. A very major and most important thing is that you should be very prayerful, but make sure your prayers are matching to your hard work and, you know, consistency, because it takes a lot of consistency and determination to actually come out with a first class. So I really wish you the best. I know you clicked on this video because you probably want to get a first class as well or attain academic success. Don't worry, it's fine if you don't finally come out with a first class. It's actually okay. There are a lot of people doing well even without coming out with a first class. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But just make sure that you set your priorities right and know the major reason why you're in school in the first place. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.